Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We have found oneness in the park. Where are we? Right off Gray's Inn Road.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, we're in King's Cross. It's kind of like a little community park type thing.
Yeah, it grows fruits and vegetables.
So now we're going to read from the Fruit of Love of Godhead, Srimad Bhagavatam.
Canto 3, Chapter 21, Text 31. Conversation between Manu and Kardama.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Text 31. Showing compassion to all living entities, you will attain self-realization. Giving assurance of safety to all, you will perceive your own self as well as all the universes in me and myself in you.
So who's speaking to whom here?
It's Vishnu, isn't it?
Speaking to
Kardama.
Yeah.
Just after he's told him that he's going to get a wife.
Yeah, good wife. One that's suitable for him. She's a princess, daughter of Swayambhuva Manu. Okay.
Purport. The simple process of self-realization for every living entity is described here. The first principle is to be understood. To be understood is that this world is a product of the Supreme Will. There is an identity of this world with the Supreme Lord. This identity is accepted in a misconceived way by the impersonalists. They say that the Supreme Absolute Truth, transforming himself into the universe, loses his separate existence. Thus they accept the world and everything in it to be the Lord. That is pantheism, wherein everything is considered to be the Lord. This is the view of the impersonalists. But those who are personal devotees of the Lord take everything to be the property of the Supreme Lord. Everything, whatever we see, is a manifestation of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, everything should be engaged in the service of the Lord. This is oneness. The difference between the impersonalist and the personalist is that the impersonalist does not accept the separate existence of the Lord, but the personalist accepts the Lord. He understands that although he distributes himself in so many ways, he has his separate personal existence. This is described in Bhagavad Gita. I am spread all over the universe in my impersonal form. Everything is resting on me, but I am not present. There is a nice example regarding the sun and the sunshine. The sun, by its sunshine, is spread all over the universe, and all the planets rest on the sunshine. But all the planets are different from the sun planet. One cannot say that because the planets are resting on the sunshine, these planets are also the sun. Similarly, the impersonal or pantheistic view that everything is God is not a very intelligent proposal. The real position, as explained by the Lord himself, is that although nothing can exist without him, it is not a fact that everything is him. He is different from everything. So here also the Lord says, you will see everything in the world to be non-different from me. This means that everything should be considered a product of the Lord's energy, and therefore everything should be employed in the service of the Lord. One's energy should be utilized for one's self-realization. That is the perfection of the energy.
Did you say realize your self-realization?
Oh, self-interest. I seem to have got ahead of myself.
One's energy should be utilized for one's self-interest. That is the perfection of the energy. Interesting statement, because usually we would shy away from the principle of self-interest, right? But I think Prabhupada is referring to self-interest, meaning the true self, the real self, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we shy away from, but really we should try to be perfect.
Where did that come from? Should try to be perfect.
No, we should try to perfect our lives, should we not? Spiritually.
Not we should. Yes.
Yeah, and we can falsely shy away from that, you know, in terms of your humility, or I shouldn't think like that. But no, you should try to be you are a perfect human being, but you're covered. So try to realize that perfection, and that is the perfection of your realization.
Okay. The influencer.
I'm gonna put that on my Facebook.
This energy can be utilized for real self-interest if one is compassionate. A person in Krishna consciousness, a devotee of the Lord, is always compassionate. He is not satisfied that only he himself is a devotee, but he tries to distribute the knowledge of devotional service to everyone. There are many devotees of the Lord who face many risks in distributing the devotional service of the Lord to people in general. That should be done.
It is also said that a person who goes to the temple of the Lord and worships with great devotion, and who does not show sympathy to people in general or show respect to other devotees, is considered to be a third-class devotee.
Still a devotee, just third class.
Yeah, but in their mind, they're first class. The second-class devotee is he who is merciful and compassionate to the fallen soul. The second-class devotee is always cognizant of his position as an eternal servant of the Lord. He therefore makes friendships with devotees of the Lord, acts compassionately toward the general public in teaching them devotional service, and refuses to cooperate or associate with non-devotees. As long as one is not compassionate to people in general in his devotional service to the Lord, he is a third-class devotee. The first-class devotee gives assurance to every living being that there is no fear of this material existence. Let us live in Krishna consciousness and conquer the niscience of material existence.
Nice.
It's interesting. This came up yesterday in our meeting about compassion. And as devotees, or are we like, there was some sort of misunderstanding of, but we should be detached, or someone was explaining how one of their colleagues at work was not spoken to nicely by the manager in a quite inappropriate, hard way. So the devotee there was explaining it, they were the observer, and then they were just sharing, well, should I be detached, because they were upset and they felt affected by that. And they were just, so I was saying, no, one of the qualities of a devotee is you're compassionate. You should feel. It's not a sign of attachment in the wrong way if you see someone being treated wrong to feel, oh, I must be very sentimental or attached it. So it opened up a nice sort of discussion that yes, of course, but at the same time someone else put forward yes, but isn't it that if we are being the target of some inappropriateness or criticism or argument, then we should be not allow the false ego to come in and be like, not ignite the situation.
Well, we should accept and not defend.
Yeah, but then that brought up another argument, which was, oh, so then you allow people to, which we're not saying, to misbehave with you. It's because then someone take
abuse.
Yeah. I mean, it was a very, just remind me of,
Well, even that, it depends. It's a touchy subject.
Yeah, it was interesting. But the main point that came out was compassion. As devotees, we should feel for, that's a quality we want to, and it isn't. And the point was that it isn't a material. Am I a weak devotee? It's a material thing because I feel bad. But your heart should be getting soft to feel.
It's just, I guess it's always finding that balance between complete sentimentality and actual genuine compassion.
And knowing how to, oh my God, knowing how to, oh dear, sorry about that. Knowing how to apply that, compassion, so it's not, sentimental, like saving the dress of a drowning man. Yeah. Isn't it like that?
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
Excellent. Let me check this thing, make sure the sound's working.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, it's working. Sorry about that, everyone. Just For some reason got a little scared after our recent incidences with technical difficulties. Okay, it's a long purport, so we'll finish this purport. We got another couple of pages. It is also said that a person who goes to the temple of the Lord... Didn't you read that one?
No, we're here. It is indicated here.
Oh, okay, yeah. It is indicated here that Kardama Muni was directed by the Lord to be very compassionate and liberal in his householder life. It is indicated here that Kardama Muni was directed by the Lord to be very compassionate and liberal in his householder life and to give assurance to people in his renounced life. A sannyasi, one in the renounced order of life, is meant to give enlightenment to the people. He should travel, going from home to enlighten. The householder, by the spell of Maya, becomes absorbed in family affairs and forgets his relationship with Krishna. If he dies in forgetfulness like the cats and dogs, then his life is spoiled. It is the duty of a sannyasi, therefore, to go and awaken the forgetful souls with enlightenment of their eternal relationship with the Lord and to engage them in devotional service. The devotee should show mercy to the fallen souls and also give them the assurance of fearlessness. As soon as one becomes a devotee of the Lord, he is convinced that he is protected by the Lord. Fear itself is afraid of the Lord. Therefore, what has he to do with fearfulness?
Nice. Depending on the Lord. Sometimes we try to get all our house in order before we actually take that leap and go deeper. But the irony is you should go deeper and your house will naturally fall into order.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes we try to, I'll go deeper, I'll do this, I'll do that. But I need to control this first, sort this out, do this, do that. Yeah, put the cat out, put the kettle on, do this, that, the other. But just read, just chant, or just surrender, just do the things you were going to do. And you either those other things you realise weren't really that important and you didn't need to take care of them, or somehow they'll naturally just get taken care of, Because if you don't, your shelter remains shelterless because it's not under Krishna, so there's more anxiety. Whereas if you take shelter, you'll feel naturally complete with or without doing other things, if it makes sense what I'm saying without really saying anything.
Well, it sounds like you said a lot. Making sense is a whole different subject, but yeah, it reminds me of the idea of make sure you put the large stones in first and the small rocks will fall in around it, But if you put all the small rocks in the bowl first, then there's no room to get the big rocks in. So that's an interesting concept. But this morning I was speaking with one devotee and he was just saying that, he took some advice of trying to get up early, and he just feels that by getting up earlier, he's able to have such a better sadhana and better spiritual practice because, he said the other day he got up early and he did this and did that, and by 11 o'clock he was like, oh wow, I've done everything. Oh my goodness, what am I going to do now? And he had time on his hands. So it's it makes a big difference getting up early, that's for sure. Actually, to be one, is that the right one? No. To award fearlessness.
Hold on. That's me. To award fearlessness to the common man is the greatest act of charity.
Okay.
A sannyasi, or one who is in a renounced order of life, should wander from door to door, from village to village, from town to town, and from country to country, all over the world, as far as he is able to travel, and enlighten the householders about Krishna consciousness. A person who is a householder but is initiated by a sannyasi has the duty to spread Krishna consciousness at home as far as possible. He should call his friends and neighbours to his house and hold classes in Krishna consciousness. Holding a class means chanting the holy name of Krishna and speaking from Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam. There are immense literatures for spreading Krishna consciousness, and it is the duty of each and every householder to learn about Krishna from his sannyasi spiritual master. There is a division of labour in the Lord's service. The householder's duty is to earn money because a sannyasi is not supposed to earn money, but is completely dependent on the householder. The householder should earn money by business or by profession and spend at least 50% of his income to spread Krishna consciousness. 25% he can spend for his family, and 25% he should save to meet emergencies. These examples given by Rupa Goswami, so devotees should follow it. Okay.
Everyone got that? So 50%. This is the big conversation.
We had, well, we knew there were some devotees that were saying, but I don't give 50%. I give 100%. I'm like, oh wow, my God, yeah, really? But yeah, I give every time, like, end of the month, whatever, beginning of the month when you get your paycheck, I give all of it. And then everyone's like, how'd you do that? How are you surviving? How'd you do that? And I said, what are you talking about? And then they, they were convinced they were doing it. So when they got their bank statement or whatever, and they would show it to their deities and say, here you go, this is yours. Nothing actually physically left the account or anything, but I was like, yeah, that's slightly different, because one day they will take it all. So you gave it all to me.
Actually, to be one with the Supreme Lord means to be one with the interest of the Lord. Becoming one with the Supreme Lord does not imply becoming as great as the Supreme Lord. It is impossible. The part is never equal to the whole. The living entity is always a minute part. Therefore, his oneness with the Lord is that he is interested in the one interest of the Lord. The Lord wants every living entity to always think about him, to be his devotee, and to always worship him. This is clearly stated in Bhagavad Gita. Manmana bhava mad bhakta. Krishna wants everyone always to think of him. Everyone should always offer obeisances to him. This is the will of the Supreme Lord, and devotees should try to fulfill his desire. Since the Lord is unlimited, his desire is also unlimited. There is no stoppage, and therefore the service of the devotee is also unlimited in the transcendental world. There is unlimited competition between the Lord and his servitor. The Lord wants to fulfill his desires unlimitedly, and the devotee also serves him to fulfill his unlimited desires. There is an unlimited oneness of interest between the Lord and his devotee. There's the parrot. Should we call it or read one more?
I think you should call it, because I don't like the look of the sky.
Yeah, it's true.
It really does. It's going to back it down any minute.
Clouds. Fields are alive with the sound of music. Okay.
Oh, don't rain, but...
All right, there you go, and there you have it. Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah.
And please keep reading the Granth Srimad Bhagavatam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.